Welcome to Group's Decorating Places. Pack your bags and get on board as we turn this sanctuary into a marvelous mountainous train station. Conducting this train of thought is the amazing Bruce Berry, the founder of Wacky World Studios, who creates spectacular sets all over the world. He sent the concept to our designers here at Group so they can brainstorm ideas and help us get on track for our most sensational set yet. All aboard the Rocky Railway. While Bruce is on his way, our designers are getting the church ready. The first step is to protect the floor while we do our set construction. We're also setting up workstations to keep our supplies organized. We have our paint station, cutting station, and construction station.
Welcome to Decorating Places, and this is the 25th anniversary of Group VBS, and we're doing something extra special. A huge train, tunnels, rivers, a depot, wild animals, and I'm just so excited to get started. You guys ready? Yeah! All right, let's do it!
First stop on our journey, making the locomotive. The boiler of this is simply made by attaching two cardboard barrels together with a 2x4 on either side and screwing them together. We're also cutting a hole in the top where our smokestack will come into play later on. Now, you'll need to create a cradle for the barrels to sit in. We're going to create the cradles from 4x8 sheets of 2-inch foam that you can find at your local home improvement store. Don't forget to remove all the plastic and aluminum sheeting from the outside before cutting. To get the right shape and size, take the lid of the barrel and place it onto your sheet of foam. Then, trace half a circle with a flat base. Do this 4 times.
And the best thing about the hot knife is when you're cutting foam, it just cuts it through just like butter.
If you don't have one of these handy-dandy hot knives yet, head over to group.com to get your very own. Now, we're assembling boxes for the base of our train to sit on. We're using box corner protectors to make sure our train is strong and sturdy. We are using Great Stuff foam adhesive to secure the foam cradles to the boxes.
And then what you want to be careful with is when you put these on, kind of center them up as best you can. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our boiler and we're going to put it on top of it now. The reason being is because this expanding foam will rise these pieces up.
We need somewhere for our conductor to keep us chugging along. Let's add a cabin to our train.
What this is correct me if I'm wrong, a dryer box?
It's a dryer box.
Isn't that great?
We got them free at the local appliance store.
I'm loving
give them away.
I'm loving it. And then you wrapped it in black paper, which is perfect. We're already drawn in our windows, so we're going to cut out with a razor knife.
Perfect.
And what we want to do is we want to give this a lot more depth, and Rodney came up with a great idea to give it some depth up on top. Then we're going to use these angle ones that came in the box, and we're going to place these here, and we're going to put our rivets, paint this, put all our rivets down the side.
All detailed instructions and supply lists are available to you at group.com/VBSTools. Our next step is creating these awesome aspen trees that will add a bright pop of color to our set.
This is the tree trunk. We're going to cut off pieces of paper, and I've already cut one piece.
Crumple up your paper to give it the natural texture of tree bark. We are using spray adhesive to attach the paper to the carpet tube.
Taking the black paint and just making like little stripes now and then.
Let's get started on the train depot. Our designer Rodney already has the frame put together. How did you do that, Rodney?
We built the frame and we're just using very simple measurements like 8 foot tall, 4x8 sheets of styrofoam. And then this is just another 4x8 sheet. We did a little forced perspective where it's higher in the back, a little lower in the front so you can see it from the audience.
Roseanne is just finishing up the last bit of leaves here for our aspen branch. And I really just want to talk for a second about this crepe paper because it's amazing. When you work with this up close, you're gonna see the detail. It really looks and feels like a real leaf because it has a lot of bend. And it's also a lot stronger than a normal tissue paper.
Our aspen leaf template is available at group.com/VBS tools. Fold your crepe paper to the size of the template. Trace the template, cut, and reveal.
So when we unwrap it, we have this beautiful,
I love it, it's just like paper doll.
and there's even some tension you can pull to it.
We just used tree branches that we found outside. You can always ask your congregation to bring in their tree branches from home. Next, to make your tree stand.
Basically, I start with the trunk, and I use either a Christmas tree stand.
Such a smart idea. I know my church has tons of these
Yes.
from Christmas.
Or you can also build one with 2x4s.
We love these tissue paper grass mats. You can get them from group.com. Take those beautiful branches and insert them into your carpet tube. Wrap more paper with spray adhesive around the hole to make the trunk to branches look seamless. Then add more paint. Bruce is showing us how to add slats to our deck.
So what we're doing is we're taking our hot knife and I'm going along our line on about a 45-degree angle. And this is going to be our deep slots in our wood. Now watch this, this is very important. See how I'm taking the flat edge on a slight angle and I'm pumping the throttle on the hot knife. So it's not too hot. I'm actually creating the wood planking like it would have been worn from years of walking on it.
To get our train moving, we need some wheels. We are using an overhead projector to trace the wheel shape onto our foam. You can find these transparencies at group.com/VBS tools.
Is I'll go in first and I'll make my cut and then I'll pull it along and I'll get right to where I need to be and I'll lift. I'll come from the other side.
Now we're going to create our Rocky Mountain stream.
This was just a 4x8 sheet of cardboard. And what I did is I slowly gave it a little bit of a swoop. And then what I did here, these are tabs. And what you do is when you do that, is you take your razor knife and you just score it. Again, scoring is just bringing the razor blade just below the surface of the cardboard. And what that gives it gives it enough where you can have these tabs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move it over here. And we want this stream coming from around this cut rock. And what I've done inside here is I had Ben hold it up and down. Again, I didn't want it flat, I wanted it on an angle. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of slip it into the slots there. And then we're gonna do the same thing on our rocks over here, and it's gonna look like the stream has cut through the rocks. But now what I'm gonna do is, just so it stays together, taking a hot glue gun, I'm gonna glue some of these cardboard pieces together.
We need some depth behind this stream. How are we going to do that, Bruce?
So we could use cardboard boxes in the back, but you know what? We had some of the chairs here at the church that we're going to use, so we stacked them down high. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap brown paper around this whole thing. So I wanted you to see the skeletons of the whole stream and how we're layering it backwards, but we're going to add another layer. So Ben, if you would, go ahead and bring in the ladder. So we're going to put this ladder, and this is going to be another mountain out in the back.
Things are really starting to come to life now. We are painting the engine of our locomotive this bright, vibrant red that I just love. We've also got the spokes happening down here.
We are noticing that it's kind of hard to get inside of all of the little tiny holes, so use a sponge brush to really get inside of all of those. We noticed that the bristle brushes are a little bit harder to use.
Steven is doing a great job here outlining the cattle catcher, the front part of the train, technically called a pilot on the train, that front metal grate, but a lot of people know them better as cattle catchers. We will have this template available to download.
Okay, so now we're starting on our epic, awesome tunnel that our locomotive is gonna go through. So this is the frame that we've already kind of put together. This will be a cross beam.
You can make your tunnel any size you like. All of the details to make this tunnel are available to you at group.com/VBS Tools.
Now what we're doing is we're wrapping all those extra cardboard boxes that we had laying around. We have our craft paper, gray craft paper that we use. And again, don't be afraid, sprinkle this stuff up. That way we get those nice imperfections in the rock. And what we're using, you can use packing tape or duct tape. And the other thing, you can use your household stapler. And then what I'll do is I'll just fold it together. That way you get that nice crack in the rock.
This team is doing an awesome job on our railroad tracks. This is our plastic gutter that they kind of roughed up with some sandpaper first to give it a really good texture. You'll see here we are with the flat indoor latex paint.
Don't forget, all the detailed instructions you need to know are at group.com/VBS Tools. Check this out! Bruce is using a simple spray bottle to add color and texture to the rocks.
Here we have some dark gray with a little bit of water from the paint. And what you want to do is you want to stand back and you can see how that's giving the little speckles of rock. I use, say, about a half a cup of paint and a quarter cup of water. You mix it up real good and then turn your nozzle all the way down, not up. If you turn it up too hard, you're going to get a hard stream. Turn it down, you get that nice fine spray.
We seem to use this water fabric every year. It's so versatile. Here it is again to get our stream flowing. You can get yours at group.com. For the locomotive piston and piston rod, our designers painted a 5-gallon bucket and some PVC pipe with black paint. We added the PVC by cutting a hole in the bottom of the bucket and sliding it right in. We used more edge protectors to create a cradle for the bucket to rest in. Don't forget the smokestack. We used a planter that we already had to stick right on top.
And you don't even need to buy this. You can just ask your congregation if somebody has a planter they're willing to donate.
Okay, do you want to rock?
Yes.
Do you want to rock? Not that kind of rock, Mike. The rock that you see in the stream. So what we're going to do is we're going to take scrap foam, our art knife, and what I want you to do is just have fun with it. Just make little tiny rocks. Go around, take your scrap foam. You can't go wrong. And then sometimes in the stream they're smooth, you know, and what I'll do is sometimes I'll do a couple of them stacked on top of one another. And what we do is we just lay them in the stream.
How fun is my friend Sierra, the mountain lion? Anytime you start to put your set together, it's a good idea to do it with friends, or in my case, buddies. Sierra is from the giant Buddy poster pack, but we also have the mini Buddy poster pack, like my friend Ramsey's here at the top. So you can have a little bit of perspective. The different sizes add great dimension to your set.
Poster packs are available at group.com. We're making evergreen trees to jazz up our stream. We'll have a template available for you at group.com/VBS Tools.
And we're gonna glue them along all our paper, and they're gonna go from the small, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. So we have this great depth going on.
Simply paint your trees green and use hot glue to attach them to the rocks all around the stream.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to highlight our trees. You can see We have a much lighter green, doesn't matter what color, just as long as it is lighter. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna, I call kiss, meaning we're gonna kiss one side of the tree only. So this is where the sun's coming in from. And what we're doing is we're cutting the door out now to the train depot. But if you notice, I'm taking this yardstick and I'm using this yardstick as a straight edge. You know, with a train depot, man, you gotta have a place that you can rest your arm at, get your ticket, and get on the train. So that's what we're doing. Well, you see how I'm taking the hot knife on the side of the blade, which is real important, and I'm doing the wood grain.
Bruce is adding another fun detail, slats in the wood.
Okay, we got the floor of our depot, but I'm gonna show you guys at home there how to really paint this pretty quick. You don't need a rolling pan and everything else. So this is the pancake method. So what I'm gonna have you do, looks like a pancake. And then don't forget your edges. Your edges are very important.
Now it's time to make our tunnel frame into a real tunnel. Bruce is gonna show us how to add paper to bring it to life.
We're just gonna duct tape it and staple it, and then we're gonna take some black spray paint, a little bit of speckling, and we're gonna have an awesome looking tunnel.
For the roof of the cab, we have created a curved base out of scrap foam. We will cover it with Cora-Buff. We have to bring our friends along on the Rocky Railway. Let's make a passenger car.
So you painted it green, again using the flat latex, which is great, that's what you want to use. I see that you have marked out here the windows to be cut. It's going to extend that train coming through the tunnel, and it's going to make it look a lot longer than what it is. So I'm excited, so great job, guys. Okay, so what we're doing right now is on the train depot, we're cutting out the window, again, to give it more depth.
Bruce took the piece that we cut out from the window to add more detail to the door. We traced a quarter circle in the corner, and Bruce will tell us what to do next.
So what you want to do is you want to take that piece off and you want to take and flip it this way. That way it's exact on the other side. So just trace that and trace on the bottom. So you see how I kind of went around it at 45, and I'm going to show you this last cut. So you see I start right at the edge here, and I go in about an inch, and I follow that around, all the way around about an inch. Doesn't have to be perfect, to that end. And look how nice, it gives me a nice accent piece for that door.
We're using Great Stuff foam adhesive to glue on the accent door piece.
So this is what I want you to do. So again, it's our decorative piece. You're gonna put it on the door, and you see how I'm kind of sliding it around? Like that, and then I'm gonna pull it off. See where it is on the door? Now I'm gonna put it back on. You're saying, why is he taking it off and putting it back on? Well, the reason for that is because it's expanding foam. And what it'll do, if you just put it on there, the whole thing's gonna expand, and you're gonna have about a ½ an inch to an inch gap. Then I take these little nails, just so it'll stay in place. We have our train depot, and we gotta add the tin roof. So what I'm doing is, you see this little handy dandy tool that I have here, and I'm using my yardstick here.
Okay, we have put the finishing touches on our cab. The roof is done. This was so simple. We painted the flat side, so the back side of a piece of Cora-Buff black, and then we secured it into the foam with these little finish nails.
Hey, Shannon.
What are you doing in there?
I'm putting our windows in.
Oh my goodness, what are these? They
These
look
are,
fantastic.
it's frosted Mylar. You can get it at really any art store.
Okay.
Really cheap. And we get sheets of it to cover both windows. And I'm just simply attaching it with some packaging tape on the inside.
I love it, and it really looks like some old-fashioned
We'll
glass.
put a colored light in here or something, and it looks like it's an active train.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep. Okay, bye.
Bye.
I love this shiny detail here. The grommets are actually pop bottle caps that we've just repurposed and glued on. You can try them a couple different ways. We really liked the shiny silver ones, but we also painted some black and then scraped them up to give them kind of a weathered, aged train look. So cool.
Use a hot glue gun to attach your bottle caps. You can ask your congregation to collect their bottle caps from home. This depot is really coming to life. Bruce is going to show us how to add aging to the deck to really make it look authentic.
Okay, so I got a squirt bottle, I got a dark brown, and a little bit of black. So what you're gonna do, Oliver, you're just gonna kind of mist your foam here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and just pick up a little bit of black, and I'm rubbing it right in the seam here. And what that's gonna do is separate those boards a little bit more to give us some more depth.
And now it's time to set the stage with our beautiful 3-panel custom fabric backdrop. Covers 18 feet of space, so simple. On our stage today, we'll be using 2 different sets of it to cover the entire thing. Adds such a great level of depth and visual interest. If you don't even want to go to the trouble of building, you can just put this fabric up and it gives you an instant experience that is just beautiful.
To hang our backdrop, we used pipe and drape that we already had at our church and attached it using zip ties. This beautiful backdrop is available at group.com.
We're gonna do a silhouette of conductor inside the train. So what we have is we've got some black foam core here. It's just gonna make that extra detail and the train make it come alive.
You won't need to freehand this like Bruce did. We will have this conductor silhouette template available for you at group.com/VBS tools. To light up our engineer, we used an uplight that we got from our local home improvement store.
All right, so here is the train engineer that Bruce made for us on foam core, and he's gonna go in the cab of the train and make this silhouette. So what we did to get him to stand up inside is we built a base also out of foam core.
Let our locomotive have light. So exciting. We can light on and light up. This is just a little touch light that you can get at your local home improvement store, and we've affixed it here to the front just with a nail so you can tap it on and off easily. And then at the top, we have a little up light, again from your home improvement store. We use an LED light so it doesn't overheat, stays nice and cool to the touch this way. Our train tracks are the pieces of plastic gutter that we have painted gray, and then our railroad ties are just 2x4s that we have cut in half. So they're 8-foot 2x4s cut in half, so they're in 4-foot chunks that we painted black. And these are not affixed to the stage at all, so you can move them around wherever you need to, and they don't do any damage to the carpeting to the stage. Perfect.
Okay guys, our train depot is getting real close. Now we're working on the tin roof, right Jewel?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some dark gray here that we mixed up, and we're gonna kinda just put it right there in the groove. That'll give us the depth we need. But just a little bit of gray up on top. We're gonna show some aging on the sides.
All around the set, you can add a little bit of black to your base color to add shadows and aging. Our door needs a doorknob. Bruce carved it out of scrap foam, painted it, and attached it with a nail. The pieces of our depot are all made. Now it's time to move it to the stage and assemble. We noticed that our roof needed some more support, so we drilled extra pieces of 2x4 into the back to help it stay up.
Right now, our team is all about the accessories. We are hanging this shop light that you can get at any home improvement store, very, very inexpensive, with an Edison light bulb inside. Kind of gives it a really cool, warm, vintage feel. We are making our own 3D smoke puffs here. We use some of our extra leftover 2-inch film that we just hot knifed into kind of a curvy shape, and now we're covering it with quilt batting.
We put the smoke into the smokestack and used a mic stand to secure the back to hold it up.
We have this blue cellophane, and what we're gonna do is we've crinkled it up because we want that reflection of water. So we're gonna lay it in here, and then we're gonna put our fake rocks around it, and it looks like the water's going around the rocks.
Of course, at the depot, you go there to get tickets, so we needed a ticket sign.
I love it, I love it.
Yeah.
This ticket sign is available in the giant decorating poster pack.
The light looks great, and then we put the logo right over it.
You can download and print out a flat logo as big or as small as you need to fill the space. Just glue it onto some foam, cut it out, and display. Wait until you see this extra special detail for the window.
Ta-da!
I love it.
Oh my goodness, what a way to next level. We have our very own
is.
Ticketmaster.
I love it.
Yes, this is available. Group has made this animation for you. So behind this window, we just have a TV playing a file from a computer. So it's super simple. We just wheeled it back, and when we're done, we'll wheel it right back out.
I love simple, and what it does is so effective too.
We've got the entire set built. Now it's time to bring in the details that really add those finishing touches. So this is a great opportunity to get your whole congregation involved, bringing in their Christmas trees. We are filling them in everywhere, here on the stage and also throughout the building, to just give us that really outdoor rustic feel. So it's a cool way everyone could get involved. We also have made some big rocks and boulders out of just crumpled up paper that we wrapped in packing tape and then added a little bit of paint to give some shadow and detail. You can throw those anywhere. The up lights that we use all over the stage really add a lot of drama and bring the entire thing to life.
We added movement to our stream by adding a water light. You can find them at party supply stores or online.
This train already looks amazing, but here at Group we always go the extra mile, which is why we have smoke. So incredible.
You can get fog machines from a party supply store or online as well. Ask your congregation if anyone already has one on hand. We can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now for our favorite part, adding all of our buddies. You can find them in the giant Bible Memory Buddy poster pack at group.com. We use spray adhesive to attach them to foam core to make them stand.
Woo! Right on! Good. Great job, guys. Well, you know what? This is the end of the tracks for us, guys. But I gotta tell you, look what you guys have created. Look at that locomotive, the train station, the stream, the characters, the lighting, the special effects. I mean, you guys truly outdid yourself. I am very, very proud of you.
I can't wait to see the looks on the kids' faces when they walk in and see this amazing set here at Rocky Railway, where Jesus' power pulls us through.
We'll see you next time on Decorating Places. Woo! All right!
Thanks for chugging along with us for Rocky Railway's Decorating Places. To get ideas from other churches that are doing Rocky Railway VBS, you can find us by searching Group VBS on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram.